How's it going? Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be exploring two interesting and really important psychological concepts drawing from Jungian psychology. Now, the only danger to mankind is man himself, perhaps except from a global cataclysm. Now, this is why it is so important to understand ourselves, which is essentially what this video will be about. It's about self-knowledge to some degree, which is often what psychology really tries to explore in essence. Before we get any further, go grab a beverage of something that you enjoy. I have my faithful coffee here. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. William Shakespeare said, "All the world's a stage. Men and women merely players. We all have our entrance and exits. And a person will have many roles throughout a life." Now, this perfectly symbolizes the psychological concept of persona, which literally means the masks that actors in antiquity put on during plays. And it is referring to this adaptive system that we all have as individuals, and it's the masks that we put on in our everyday lives. And essentially, it is that which we are not, but which both we and others think we are. And it's the part of us that's only concerned with external objects. Now, all professional careers require that you adopt a persona, whether that be a doctor, where you are expected to act a certain way, a lawyer, etc. But I think you can also see this very easily in your own life, because the way that you act will be very different in different circumstances. For instance, at work, you'll be one way. You're going to be slightly different when you're with your children, when you're with a group of close friends. And these are essentially your different personas that are manifesting in the world depending on the different circumstances that you find yourself in. Now, as it pertains to self-knowledge, the thing to understand is that you are not your persona. And it can be a tremendously challenging thing to rip off this mask because we tend to identify very closely with the different roles that we play in our lives. But the danger is that if you don't realize that you are not these different roles, you risk losing your authentic self and your own personality, which is going to be different from this persona that is being projected into the world. Now, I do want to say that having a persona is a normal and necessary thing. I mean, it's something that we need to have, and it's normal as human beings that we want to highlight all our strong qualities, and we kind of want to hide our weaknesses, below a rug, and we don't want the world to know all these things. And so that's completely normal. I mean, in a work setting, you want to appear like you are competent, you're confident, all these things, because that will help you in your career. Just like I'm putting on a persona when I am filming these videos, because I want to appear in a certain way, I want to seem a little bit engaging, and the way that I'm acting now is going to be a little bit different to when I am hanging out with my kid later, for instance. But hopefully it's not too different. But of course there's going to be a difference, and this is what the persona is alluding to. The other idea I want to talk about today is called the shadow, which is this other side, this dark brother or sister, which is this invisible part of ourselves and our psychic makeup. Now, the development of the shadow runs parallel to development of our own egos, which is essentially our conscious ideas about who we are. But the shadow is the accumulation of all those qualities that our ego sets aside or represses for one reason or another. Now, the shadow is an archetypal figure which can be thought of as a psychic organ, so a fundamental part of our psychic makeup, which is just as important as our physical bodies, except the psychical body is invisible. And it's an archetypal figure that's been portrayed in art over and over. We see it in Goethe's Mephisto, in Stevenson's Mr. Hyde, Shakespeare's Caliban, and the list goes on. Now, Jung distinguishes between the personal and the collective shadow. And the personal shadow is, all those ugly and wicked qualities that you have personally, whether it be jealousy, possessiveness, greediness, etc., aggressiveness. While the collective shadow is those repressed and horrid qualities of the culture that you find yourself in. You could think of it as the backside of the zeitgeist. Now, everyone carries a shadow around, but the less embodied it is in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. And the problem with not shedding light on all those ugly and repressed parts of your own being, the more it is prone to influence you without you knowing. It can spill out and manifest in different ways, whether that be in melancholy, depression, it can be in aggression. It will essentially thwart different aspects of your life without you knowing. And this is one of the important and crucial reasons why we should try and embody and understand this shadow part, this darker aspect of ourselves. It will also give you a greater respect for yourself, because you will see that you are in fact capable of things that you didn't think you were, which is an important thing, I think. But perhaps most importantly, it will also help you, withdraw projections on other people coming from your own shadow, meaning that you sort of place these ugly qualities that you actually possess within your own being onto others, because that's the way that our psychology works, and this can create really dangerous situations, because then you always have the other that's this evil and horrible person, which of course you have all those qualities within yourself, and knowing that, it will give you a deeper sympathy, empathy, I think, in life. And it might also prevent you from doing things that you really ought not to be doing. Another great thing about integrating your shadow, as it's called, is that there is an immense reservoir of energy latent in there, creative energy that you can tap into when you try to look within yourself. And you try to be honest with yourself in recognizing all these ugly aspects of yourself, which aren't all that bad. In fact, it's necessary. And that's another reason why it's a really, really good idea to do this type of work, even though it can be tremendously challenging. So there you have it. Those are two really interesting and crucial psychological concepts for understanding yourself better, which is crucially, I think, important in our modern civilization, where the real danger truly is only ourselves. And all change that will happen, both in the positive and the negative direction, all starts in the individual. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a lovely day.